Welcome into this carrier update. I'm Tony Mulvey, joined by Donny Gilbert. Donny, gonna take a look at the reefer market Monday. Seen some kind of a positive start to November in terms of volumes, which is to be expected in the reefer market, more so than maybe the van market.
And probably a little bit sooner, possibly.
Yeah.
But you see, we had a decline here, kind of peak up here for the end of the month. Remember, reefer has about a 4.5 day tender lead time.
Yep.
So it's going to peak up a little. It's going to show peaking up
Early.
accepted volumes earlier because these volumes will run during this time period, which is actually the end of the month. So we see it peak up, we see it drop down. Now we're starting to see it pick right back up. So this is a good positive sign for reefer. Now, if we go in here and look at a little bit of seasonality, we are right here. Of course, we're backed out, so you don't see the big, it's not as show as big as a jump on here, but you kind of see through November, it's kind of pretty steady.
Yeah, I mean, it's
not really going up, not really going down, but we are ahead, of
where we were last year, and that's the positive side.
Yeah, and 2022. So just a little bit, but we should continue on, and we'll see it probably bump up here maybe a little bit after the 15th. But then, of course, you see the drop.
Yeah.
This is because of the holiday.
Yeah.
So you might actually see some spot rates ramp up right around in here. But remember, right now, spot rates are in a really tough position because of all the excess capacity. I would not expect to really see a big ramp up like we've seen in past years.
No, I mean, the 15th of the month is what, Wednesday of this week? I mean, you're talking halfway through the month. You're 1 week away from Thanksgiving and really the retail holiday, even though I'd argue that retail holiday season started in October because you had Amazon go in and have their big Prime deal days starting, October 11th and 12th? So, I mean, you're getting earlier and earlier these holiday pushes to move freight. And I wonder how that impacts this peak. And from a volume perspective, we know capacity is going to come off around the holidays. That happens every year. But it's how does volume, and not just reefer volume, I mean just overall volume, how's that impacted? I think that's going to be the interesting part.
We had a lot of big companies start their Black Friday sales this past week.
Yeah.
So we're in the fall holiday season. What we normally wait till the day before Thanksgiving, it's already started.
Yeah.
And like I say, probably the peak is probably just kind of pulled out and more of just a big long bump now instead of more of a peak right now because people are shipping in. Of course, they don't want to let anybody know who's doing what and trying to be all secretive. So a lot of freight's moving at a little bit different time periods right now. Expect this reefer though to stay flat. Again, spot rates will pick up probably a little bit, but don't expect a whole lot. We'll look at dry van tomorrow, but dry van has really bottomed out. Dropped back below 3% last week.
Yeah.
And it's on a comeback right now. It's at 3.02% today. So they're really struggling in the dry van section. Let's look at rejection rates here for a reefer here. So we got our volumes here. We see our volumes picking back up. And then we see our rejection rates picking back up. Here before the end of the month, here we're at 6%. Now we've built back up to almost 9%. So we need this to be a lot higher. We've never, in the tough times of 2019, we never saw a reefer drop below 9%. Now we're just now building back up to 9%, and we're in the fourth quarter holiday.
Yeah.
So maybe we'll see this bump up as we get closer in, as the turkey and food products pick up for delivery.
And one of the things, this increase, right, following the increase in volumes, why has that happened? This is where those network imbalances start to show up because it's not a one-to-one, but you do see those increases at the same time, which should tell you it's not necessarily that there's not enough capacity to cover this increase in demand because it's not really a huge increase. It's that it's not in the correct place to cover the freight.
And we'll show that imbalance when we start looking at some of these maps when we come back.
Absolutely. Thank you, Donny, for this update. We'll be sure to check in with you again a little later. Right now, I'll hand it back over to Kaylee Nix.